Hi, Wendy. So, thank you so much for doing this. I think it's really helpful when other women hear what's possible because I think so many women they don't realize what's possible and that you
Oh,
absolutely can overcome your symptoms. So, why don't we start by having a little chit chat about when you came to me, what were you
mhm.
struggling with and how long have you been struggling?
So basically, right from the time that I was born, I had an issue with like having bowel movements, like right from the get go. The doctor used to make my mom feed me corn syrup and bran mixed together to try to get me to go, which never worked. And then I was on Malox and like some other stuff. So my entire life, I would go like, it would be like a week and I wouldn't go. And then I would have like a lot of pressure and pain and whatever. And like I had, my stools were always so hard. I could never, it was terrible.
Mm.
So to say that I had everything in the book tried is probably pretty close to accurate. Like I had gone to the doctor, I had worked with coaches, I worked with a naturopath at one point that had me on, oh my God, I think it was like $2,000 worth of supplements per month. And
Whoa.
but not there was no testing done, and this is a point that I really want to push home, because it's fine for you to align yourself with a wellness practitioner, a functional medical doctor, any kind of doctor, and for them to say that you need this and this and just hand you a bunch of stuff. But how do you know? Like I have worked with like 3 or 4 registered holistic nutritionists who have said, here, take all these things and it will get better. Well,
Yeah.
that's just simply not the case, because they don't know what's actually happening in my gut.
Mhm.
So things kind of peaked for me right around the time I was, I think, around 45. And I went 6 weeks and I could not go to the bathroom at all. And I had gone to my doctor because I honestly, it didn't cross my mind that that's what the issue was. So when I went to him, he sent me for an ultrasound, and he called to me the next day and he's like, I need you to go see the surgeon. And I'm thinking, what is happening? And he's like, your stool is backed up all the way to your stomach.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
So I went in, and I mean, let's not get too awfully graphic, but the first thing they did when I went in was give me an enema, which produced no results. And
Yeah.
then he said, I'm going to send you, this was on a Friday. He's like, I'm going to send you home. And then Monday, if you have not had like a complete bowel movement, by then I want you to come to ambulatory care. And he admitted me, and I had to drink 2 gallons of Colightly, which is
Oh,
the most disgusting thing on the face of
oh,
the
yeah.
earth.
Yeah.
I had no food for 7 days, only intravenous and the Colightly. I couldn't have Jello, nothing.
Yeah.
And I also had 2 more enemas after that.
Mhm.
And they admitted me on Monday, and it was Thursday before things began to move.
Unbelievable.
And
Yeah.
then it was like and I mean, I'm on an IV. They have me hooked into the wall. I'm unhooking myself. I'm spending like 99% of my time in the bathroom. And then he's like, we're going to do a colonoscopy to see what's happening. And so when I came out of that, he's like, there's nothing. We don't see anything. There's no reason for this. So he
Mhm.
handed me a whole bunch of over the counter
Mhm.
stimulant laxatives and said, you're going to be on these for the rest of your life, which
Oh,
I did not like.
no.
So I took I only took one of the things that he said, which was the Senecot with stool softener, and then I added in Cleanse More, which is basically just brings more water to your bowel. So I had been taking those for 15 years. And things progressively got worse. My stomach was constantly bloated. I felt like an elephant. Like it was terrible. So when I reached out to you on one of your like ask me anything chats and said like is chronic constipation part of what you do, and you're like, I so can help you. So of course I was very hopeful, because somebody had to know something.
Yeah.
So you got me all the testing that I actually need.
Mhm.
And like my stool test was probably like going through that, I'm baffled how I didn't like blow up.
And we thought that you might have had SIBO, right?
Yes.
So I
Yep.
was actually quite amazed when your SIBO results were clear,
Yep.
right? But it was all your bowel, it was all in the
Yep.
colon. And it's just crazy to me that just this testing, doing the right testing, it gave us all the answers that we needed.
Exactly.
And it didn't take long, did it? It didn't take long when you were on the protocol for the blood
Yep.
to go, you were going regularly. So
Yep.
what happened?
So, like, literally, I went, it was almost like an overnight shift. Like, I could already, as soon as the protocol happened, you
Hmm.
gave me, these are the things that you need to do. And it was like an almost like an overnight shift. Like, I started taking them. I'm always very diligent. I set an alarm, so I make sure I take everything on time. And all of a sudden, I would get up and my stomach even in the morning, my stomach was still always bloated, but not like it was by the end of the day. And I would get up and I'm like, I feel less, I feel lighter today. Like I don't feel so heavy with that bloating. And then all of a sudden things started to move and like it's cathartic. That's the only word that I can say because I'm 61 years old and I spent 60 years of my life being chronically constipated, which is it's terrible. And to say how much better I feel, like clarity, my mind, like I'm clearer in my mind. Even
Yep.
my skin is different, other than these lovely red spots I have right now because they're trying to get rid of some precancerous cells. But my skin is so much better. Like
Right.
my sleep is better. I'm sleeping like a rock star. Like
Yeah.
and that's never happens, right? So it's like all of these things, it's fine for everybody to say, oh, you just try this, it'll fix you, do this. Because I drink lots of water, I drink electrolytes, I don't load up my body with a bunch of crap, I eat whole foods 99% of the time, and I don't partake in alcohol very often. Even when we were on vacation, I maybe had 5 drinks the whole time we were away. It's just, it's not
It was
who
more
I,
than that. It was deeper than that. We had to
yeah.
do testing.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's the thing is that everybody's like, "Oh, well, go to this person. They can help you. They'll give you some medication or they'll give you some supplements or whatever." How do you ever prescribe a drug as a doctor unless you actually know what you're prescribing it for? So how can somebody say, "Here, take this supplement," if you don't actually know what you're trying to combat? Because that was my issue the whole time.
That's right. You need the root cause. And once you get to the
Yep.
root cause, it can be resolved. But without knowing
Yeah.
what the root cause is, you're never going to get that resolution.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And that was the thing for me is I had all these people saying, "Oh, just do this, just do that, take this, take
Guesswork.
that." And
Yeah.
it was like, and a lot of the things that I was taking, you were like, that's not what you need. That's not what your gut is asking for and whatever. So, I mean, even like as far as like cholesterol, like everybody's like, "Oh, I'm going to put you on a statin." And I was so dead set against that. And nobody ever gave me, I have a new doctor now, but no one ever gave me any other option other than a statin. And I knew I didn't want to be on one.
Yeah.
So she put me on the new doctor. She put me on the ezetimibe.
Yeah.
I have
Perfect.
to go and get that, get my test done to see how that's working.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it seems like it's a snowball effect. Once you find out what's actually happening and everything starts to fall in place, you realize all these things that you were told that you should be doing are literally, they need to be thrown into the garbage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so you've just come back from a trip to the Dominican where you felt amazing, hey?
Oh, we go away for 2 weeks every year around the same time and we go to the same place. So we know what the food is like, we know what we're getting, but I would spend at least 10 out of the 14 days feeling like garbage. Like I didn't want to get in my bathing suit because I was so bloated and it was uncomfortable and my bowels weren't functioning properly. And then because of that, I seemed to retain a ton more water. So my feet would swell. We went this time. We were in it. I think it was 9 days when I sent you the message. Like I actually think that I lost weight while we were away.
Yeah.
Like my stomach had never been flatter. I had never felt so like light and empty. Like
Yeah.
it was insane.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing. Wendy, I am so thrilled for you, and I really appreciate you doing this today so you can let other women know what is possible when we just do the right testing, find the root cause. So many things can improve. And like you've witnessed as well, it's not just the bloating and the constipation, it's the sleep and it's the brain fog and feeling clearer because everything relates back to the gut. So thank you so much. Stay on the line. We're going to keep chatting, but I really appreciate what you've said today. And I guess, would you recommend people work with me?
Oh my goodness. I would say run, don't walk
Oh,
to the
that's
nearest
fun.
place where you can sign on, because if you've been struggling, this is exactly where people need to be, because you very much understand what it means to help someone heal as opposed to just stick a band-aid on it.
100%.
Yes.
100%. Thank you so much, Wendy.